dogs, welcome back to the Westfield show. I'm Amy, and I'm the only freshman in this class, meaning everyone forced me to do this by myself. So, to begin my lonely journey through this episode, they forced me to do a cool dance. Anyways, I can't dance, but you know who can? The hip-hop dance team.
They know how I'm coming, we're up in the flesh. Who the fuck she gon' check? She be talking that talking out of her neck. Put blood on her dress. We mad when they see Cardi step in the spot. Said that you bought it, we know that you not. I'ma pull up as soon as I drop. Bought a new Ford, now Michael be job. Bitch, in my business, they tryna plot. Poppin' shit like they hot, but they not. Just let it the wrist, the paddock, the watch. We flexin', we know what you got. Cardi the hack at the game in the knot. Look at your I got him online, just go bang, bang like I'm chopping them chops. BBS sin, I'm in love with the rock. They say you gon' take it, you got me chopped. They throwing shit cause they see me on top. To that super love, I'ma send you the top. Press, 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 press. Cardi don't need more press. Kill them all, put them to rest. Walk in bulletproof vest. Please tell me who she gon' check. Murder scheme, Cardi made a mess. Pop up, guess who? Pop up, guess who? Ding dong. Must be that whip that I ordered.
Iran has recently been forcing women to wear their hijab, while European countries are forcing women to take it off. Here's Sarad and Aliyah with the story.
Hello, I'm Sarad.
And I'm Aliyah. On September 13th, 2022, an Iranian woman named Mahsa Amini was arrested by the morality police. 3 days later, she was in the hospital, pronounced dead. She was accused of breaking Iran's hijab laws, which require women to cover their hair with a headscarf and wear loose clothing. The Geshta Arshad, commonly known as morality police, are the enforcers of these policies. They were seen beating Amini and dragging her into a police car for wearing improper attire. Amini fell into a coma, and on September 16th, she passed away.
In an official medical report, Iranian's forensic organization published that Mahsa Amini's death was not caused by a blow to the head or vital organs or limbs of the body, but instead a result of underlying health issues. However, Amini's family states that she was perfectly healthy. According to Amani's family lawyer, respectable doctors believe she was hit in custody. How do we find the truth?
I'm here with Mrs. Murphy.
Mrs. Murphy, what subjects do you teach?
Specific to this interview and why I think you asked me here is I teach a class called Combating Intolerance, which is an elective on social justice and social justice movements.
Perfect. Are you aware of what's happening in Iran?
I am, yes.
So with the Iranian government hiding the real story of what happened to Mahsa Amini from us, how do we, as the bystanders, know what is the real truth? How do we find that out?
So specific to this situation, we are lucky in that you've got two major actors that are at play. One of those is going to be foreign reporters, right? So right now, one of the biggest kind of agencies, I guess, for getting information out from a reliable, credible news source is going to be the Associated Press. So AP has reporters there, and then the BBC is another big one. So when you're thinking about like your stereotypical, like this is where we get information from sources, foreign reporters have been really, really valuable in that. The other resource that's then invaluable would be the videos from protesters themselves. And so there's been a lot, and I know the Iranian government has cracked down on a lot of what people can share on social media, but we've been lucky that people have been able to get videos and information out, and the use of the cell phone, like you've seen here in 2020, the use of the cell phone in protests has been really invaluable. Right. So those are the two major ways that we've been able to get information out, and that has been really invaluable, but obviously the Iranian government is doing everything they can to try to stifle at least one of those two.
Yeah. Some bystanders believe that the morality police are separate from the government. They're their own organization. What do you think that has to do with? Do you think it's true? Do you think it might be propaganda?
Who pays them?
That's a good question. Nobody knows.
So that would be the first question, right? If you can look at their pay and it's coming directly from the government, well, then you know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
That would obviously take access to people's personal information, but that would be the primary question I would ask in this situation is where is the money coming from?
Yeah, some people are saying that they're like an extremist group. So,
I mean, an extremist group can become an arm of the government if the government enables them to flourish and supports them. The Iranian government has done nothing to support them. So what's the difference?
yeah. Thank you so much, Ms. Murphy.
yeah,
It was lovely
you're
to have
welcome.
you. Very informative.
Have fun.
Women around Iran have been protesting against the government. They chant woman, life, freedom, zan, zendagi, azadi. But the government pushes back. According to Iran Human Rights, a Norway-based group, at least 234 people, including 29 children, have been killed by security forces since protests began. BBC reports police have denied killing peaceful demonstrators, but have been filmed firing live ammunition on the streets. Protests are ongoing.
Mahsa Amini became a household name. She was a trigger to what so many were feeling. The death of Amini caused widespread protests across the world, fighting for women who are killed for not wearing the hijab properly, and for women in other countries who are being forced to take their hijabs off for their education. The hijab is a veil worn by Muslim women to protect themselves and hide their beauty. You have the choice to wear your hijab, and it should not be forced on or off. Thank you.
Thanks for providing awareness to what's happening around the world. Now it's time for your favorite minute of our episode. I think it's like Minute with Mario or something.
Hey, you scallywags. Welcome to Minute with Mateo. And yes, everyone's favorite part is this segment, I would know. We'll start off with football. Westfield has made playoffs this year with a 6-4 record, and they just beat that poverty team 31-28 in the first round, thanks to a game-winning field goal in overtime by kicker Sean. Congrats, Sean, and congrats to a successful year so far. Let's beat the Wildcats. Field hockey season is now over, getting a win in district playoffs against Centerville that went to penalties, and they made regionals. Congrats on a good year. Let's get states next year. Volleyball's year is also finished with district playoffs. Let's hope next year's even better. Golf season was a successful one, winning districts and performing well in regionals. Congrats to Ryland for signing a D1 scholarship to University of Florida. Go Gators! Winter sports are starting up soon. Make sure you try out for the basketball, wrestling, indoor track, hockey, gymnastics, swimming. See if I can do some gymnastics.
What? Oh, that's all for today, Bulldogs. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel.